Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Hello, Billy.
Breaker 19.
Billy boy, when will you ever find what it is you're looking for?
Well, if I wouldn't have lost it, I could have found it.
Welcome in. Good morning. Oh, it's a dumpling gang.
We're here.
-2. Honorary dumpling, Rick Boning. Honorary dumpling, Rob Hip. Honorary dumpling. We're honorary dumplings.
All the time.
How many you got on your dresser?
I got 25 on mine.
I got 43.
Wow.
What's up, Billy?
You know, I never understood that part of the song. I mean, like, what is that referencing to?
I know what it is.
Okay, you'll tell me
it's
later.
Not a good thing, probably.
Oh, okay.
Probably means that you're involved in stuff you shouldn't be, and you run out of butane or something. I don't know.
I'm still to this. I mean, I have speculations, but I don't understand what
We're talking about a song. If you know what this means, we're talking about a song. 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir.
I got to get paid.
I got to get paid. And I don't know what it means either. I have an inkling of what it means. If Kyle Kreiner is watching this morning, he will absolutely know what it means. He'll 1,000% know what it means.
Yeah, I need for Kyle to check in and let me know where he's located right now.
Kyle, we need your what's your 20, good buddy?
What's your 20?
What's your 20, good buddy? Can we please get the CBs, please?
I got mine. I don't have it hooked in the truck or anything, but I got it.
We need to get Lily one. Lily, does Lily drive a truck?
She's got a SUV.
We need to get her like an old F-250.
She needs to get her daddy an old F-250.
No, you know what? An F-350, one of those like 90s style diesel. So whenever you drive into the McDonald's drive-through line, it's all.
You got to cut it off so they can hear you, and then it won't start back up.
Oh man, can I please tell you something? Let's start the show with Pet Peeve Friday, okay?
All right, let's do it.
Pet Peeve Friday. If you go to a drive-through food line late at night, please turn your lights off in the line when you get behind somebody, please. I don't like being blinded into my rearview mirrors. It's just a courtesy thing.
Give me a little sound in here, and I'm gonna tell you what you really need to be pet peeved about.
Is this better, Billy?
Was that good? Is it good? That's
Wait,
better.
is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
So
Sonic.
turn your lights off at Sonic, please.
Well, that, and if you drive the big old Dodge, I'm better than you, with the 5-gallon bucket for an exhaust tip, or the coffee can or whatever, when you pull up there and you order your food, they'll cut their truck off to order their food, and then they'll crank it back up. So the poor people, 3 stalls on each side of them, can't order their food because all you hear is, "Come, come, 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 come." Don't be that guy. Cut it off. Cut it off. Because there's old cranky people like me that'll get out and actually walk up to your window and tell you, "Hey, shut that shit off.
Just turn it off.
Turn it off, man."
Please turn it off. Got a new title here, by the way. Check it out. You see that?
Yeah, that was me. Common folk commentator.
Common folk complainer.
I'm the person for the people, by the people's.
For the people. Oh, Billy, what's up, man?
Just out here living the dream.
Yeah, what have you been up to this last week? How'd Thanksgiving go? Did we see each other before?
No.
Is this the first time we've seen each other?
Yeah, it was, the last Friday before.
We
was the
didn't.
last time, yeah.
So what's going on, man? How'd Thanksgiving go?
Man, it went really good. I ordered my whole shooting match from HEB, and I was very impressed with that. And other than some miscommunications with my family on exactly who was hosting Thanksgiving, everything went great.
So
you got a couple minutes for a story?
Yeah, were y'all walking like to the middle, your mom's house, and y'all met in the middle of the yard? Who's doing this?
Oh, yeah, almost,
What happened, Billy?
So
Let us know.
Leading up to Thanksgiving, I tell my mother, I said, "Look, Mama, you don't have to cook nothing. I've ordered everything from HEB. It's going to be ready. We're going to bring it to your house. It's going to be great. I don't want." And all these years pass, they spend 2 days cooking, half a day cleaning, and then, it's too much. It's too much. So I'm ordering everything. It's coming in trays. Thanksgiving morning, the sweet little girl, which, God, if I could remember her name, she's just the sweetest thing ever. Works there at True Texas Barbecue. Yeah. She calls and she says, "Mr. Billy, your stuff, everyone, like the turkeys were kind of ahead of schedule. So everything's done if you want to come." I had originally had it scheduled for 10:30.
Okay.
Well, this is about, 9:30 in the morning. So me and Lily, we jump in the car and we drive up there and we get and they give you the entire order in this big old humongous Bearcat orange bag. I mean, it's got turkey, 4 sides, the rolls, everything are in this big old duffel bag looking.
Was this on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
Like it's a keep warm bag or whatever. And it's Velcroed across the top, big old logo on the side. HEB's got carrying straps. I mean, you could have wore it as a backpack through the mountains.
It's got a forklift. It says forklift if
yeah,
necessary.
Pretty much. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And it's got a picture of 2 people like lifting it, like a team lift.
One of them, the stick figure's holding his back and it says "ow."
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we got all that in 2 gallons of tea. We leave HEB. I call my mother. "Hey, Mom, we're on the way over there, a little ahead of schedule. We're going to drop the stuff off, and then we'll come back later."
Would you call her, though? Did you answer it like, "Hi, Mama"?
No.
"Hi, Bubba"?
No.
Okay.
That's just for you. So, and she's telling me that my aunt's on the way down, and she'll be there in a little bit. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go into my mother's house, and Lily's holding the tea and the rolls, and I got this big old forklift accessible bag with a 48-pound turkey in it, and I'm walking through there like it's a big screen television. And I set it on her kitchen counter. Well, I look and like there's, she loves to do like puzzles and stuff. And that stuff's on her table. And of course, what is she doing? She's standing at the stove cooking. And I'm thinking, damn, Mom, I paid for all this to be done. But it's your mama. You show respect and just let her be mama, right?
Uh-huh.
So I set the stuff down, and she's telling me about her sister. Jane's on the highway, da-da-da-da. I said, all right, well, we'll see you in a little bit. And I leave that big, humongous bag. Lily's looking for a place to put the tea. So a little bit of time goes by, and, my aunt gets there, and we're waiting. Finally, I send my mom a message. I said, "Hey, are you ready for us?" And she goes, what do you mean? I didn't know y'all were coming over here. Mama, why do you think we hauled all that crap over there? We'd only been discussing this for like a week and a half. So yeah, other than not having a permanent venue it was okay.
I figure I could just put a picnic table in the middle of the yard and call it a day.
We might as well. I mean, because we got over there, I think somebody was sitting on a bar stool, somebody was sitting on a detergent box. I mean, she was not ready for us. A rolling chair, yeah, somebody was sitting in a rolling chair. I mean, and she's got formal furniture and all that. She just...
2 family members sitting on empty tidy cat litter boxes.
If we had a cat, yeah, that would probably be the cat.
You have to have those, if you're going to be real.
It'd be Sherwin-Williams paint buckets at our place.
Have you ever been to the house, though? Someone with a cat, and they have the tidy cat. They come in the big boxes, and it's tidy, and it's like 5-gallon cat litter tubs, and it says tidy cat on it.
Those are really good tubs.
Yeah.
Anywho, moving along.
I just get rid of the cats, please. The only the only person that I've got that have cats that I'm just like it's whatever, okay, is my mom, because that's mama, my sister, because it's my sister, my brother, because it's my brother. You see where I'm going? It's family, right?
Yeah.
And then Karen Denman, because I just love Karen. Outside of that, get rid of your cats, please. Please, just get rid of them. Them things are nasty, man. They go scooping around in the cat litter box. Then they walk all over your tables. I mean, I just don't like them. Never have liked cats, ever.
When I was full-time in the garage door business, somebody would call and they'd be like, oh, yeah, it's just I got this problem, da-da-da-da.
I can already smell it when the garage door opens.
Oh, man, and you would walk into their house and everything's fine and you're talking to them and they walk you through the house and then they open the door that leads to the garage.
You can feel it.
Bam! It would hit you, man. It's like somebody jumped on top of you with a blanket, just you can't breathe.
And it's muggy. It's always muggy.
Oh, God.
Lily likes this story, by the way. If she was listening this morning, your daughter Lily, because she's a cat lover, if she was listening.
Olivia's a big-time cat lover, yeah. We don't have a cat. Just put that out there.
Can I throw this down real quick and see if you'll pick it up?
Sure.
I've always been a dog guy. Do y'all have a dog?
We got 3.
I've always been a dog guy. I've always said I'm always going to have a dog, and at least 2, because you got to have one to keep the other one company. So I've always tried to have at least 2 dogs. You get a third as a backup. If one of them hits the bucket, you got a backup dog, right? Well, and I love dogs, by the way. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but I've always said you got to have at least 2. But as I've had children, man, I'm almost at a point to where, like, if something happens to our dogs, I don't know if I'm going to get new ones for a long time. Mm-hmm. Because, man, it is a lot of work. And if you need to board your dog, Steph will take care of it at Magnolia. She's boarded ours a couple times, but it's not easy having little children in diapers and dogs. And I love my dogs, but I feel like I don't give them the attention that I used to give them.
Let me explain to you. Let an old dad tell a new dad how this works. You don't get a dog. Well, if something were to happen to them yesterday, you don't go out and get a dog. You don't have to worry about that. You now have special representatives at your house that will bring the dogs to you.
Oh, you don't have to do any work. They just show up, right?
We had a dog that passed away. We went a little while without a dog. Well, then Jacqueline, oh, my God, so-and-so's got this kind of puppy. Next thing I know, we got a dog. And lo and behold, she determined that dog needed a friend. So she got that. And then Lily comes dragging in a little lab puppy the other day.
Oh, no. What was good?
But it's okay because she's gonna feed it, water it, and put
for the first 2 weeks.
Oh, for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then the first time it does something, I don't want to take care of this one anymore. That's what happened. Then the dad has to.
Oh no, he likes you more than he likes me.
How old was this lab puppy?
9 weeks.
That's
now.
too
We got
young.
him when he was 6 weeks. Yeah.
So did you turn red when you saw it, or are you just like, whatever?
I was a little.
Or purple? Blue?
I didn't want the thing. I didn't want it. I told her no. She conned her grandmother into letting her get the dog and was going to keep it at Grandma's house.
A dog.
You know how many times that dog's been to Grandma's house?
0.
Zilch.
That don't count. One time don't count. The introductory doesn't count. That's not a official visit.
That thing, you could take it outside for 3.5 days. It won't do nothing as soon as you bring it in the house. It's got like the inside and the outside mixed up. So I want it to be an outside dog, but I'm, being told that that's not a possibility. Because, who knew labs were such an inside breed?
Yeah, they're not. Hey, we gave you an official new title, too. Check this out. Can you read that one?
Huntsville Dublin.
Do you like it?
It's a small enough word I could read it.
All right. Well, hey, we're rocking and rolling this morning. Before we really get rolling, check this out. Describe that for us. Give a visual. Have you seen this before?
I have not, but it makes perfect sense.
How would you describe this? Because I don't know how to describe it, really. You would be a better describer. Keep in mind, maybe people are just listening on the audio. They can't see this, but how would you describe this meme?
I would describe that meme as the perfect redneck ingenuity.
Yeah, so what do you see? Describe it for the folks. What do you see here?
What's them fellers' names up top?
Is that
R2-D2?
What's the other one's name? It's from Star Wars. The
gold feller?
The gold feller.
Yeah.
It's the gold feller and the little one that goes beep, 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 beep.
Anywho, these two guys, they wandered into Kentucky, and shortly thereafter, they are now a profitable moonshine still.
Yeah, the gold robot turned into something, and the other one.
See, that's your pot and that's your thumper, and then that's.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. So they turned into a moonshine maker. So there you go. Lily's over here. If she was listening, by the way, if she was listening,
if she was here,
she would be like, "What's going on?" So. Hey, man, I've been seeing some stuff come across. We'll hop into this here in a minute. Do want to welcome you in. Thanks for being a part of it this morning. Good morning, Huntsville, as we get rolling here on this fabulous Faithful Friday, episode number 408. Big shout-out, Paul Oley, the gallery, for all of your custom framing, photography, more. It's my good buddy, Paul Oley. I want to give Paul a shout-out. I finally, as you walked in this morning, you've probably noticed that the studio has now officially moved over here. There was a nice hoarding area that you had to walk through this morning, so that'll get cleaned up. But I want to give Paul a shout-out. He helped us get started. Very tremendous. We had an opportunity to come over here to the church because we need just a little bit bigger of an area, and this has worked out really great. We're thankful to First for allowing us to be over here. But if it wasn't for Paul, we would have never got this show going. And go support local business before it's too late, please. You know what I mean by that? What I mean by that is go support them now. There's something that irks me more than anything is after the fact. I wish I would have did that, or I should have supported them more. Do it now before these businesses close their doors for good. What's really cool? The folks with Bandera Grill posted a comment. Did you see this on Good, Bad, and Ugly about before you go and talk about a restaurant, give us a chance. Mm-hmm. In the restaurant business, management and things change. And if you went somewhere 2 years ago and it wasn't good, give them another try. Give them a chance. I went over there and absolutely enjoyed it. Some of the really good chicken fried steak over there that I've had, really good.
They got some good stuff.
And you know who took me over there was Sidney Grisham. Sidney and I used to meet once a month and go have lunch over there. It's one of his favorite places to go. And he was telling me, he said, this place used to have a bad rep, but they've really turned it around. And I love trying to help them and support them. That's a man that supports local business.
My casket sales representative, he's from Friendswood, but when he comes up, hey, man, let's go to Bandera. I mean, there's hundreds of restaurants for us to choose from.
But he wants to go there.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is support local business before it's too late. Realize what you got. And if there's something about a business that's irking you, talk to the owner and tell them. Don't just have this passive-aggressive, how's everything going today? Oh, it's going great. If it's not going great, tell them it's not going great. Mm-hmm. Give them a chance. People don't know if something's going on unless you tell them that something's going on. And I understand I'm not a conflict person. I absolutely hate conflict more than anything on this earth. I don't like it. I try to avoid it when I can. But there's certain situations to where you just have to put your foot down and say it from a place of out of your heart, not in an emotion. If you're upset about something, take a moment, breathe, and then talk, because I have bit myself in the tongue numerous times by allowing emotion to speak instead of waiting. But give businesses an opportunity to make things right and tell them in person without yelling and screaming at them, hey, man, perfect. Here's a good example. Now, this is a national chain, but every time I go to Chick-fil-A, I would say 30% of the time my order gets messed up. I don't know how. It's usually like it's always the fries. Like they'll forget the fries. How do you forget the fries, right? And for me, it's a major inconvenience because you drive all the way home. That's almost 20 minutes. Well, I'm not going to drive 20 minutes back, and then that's 40 minutes now that I've wasted going back just to get fries. And every time it's happened 3 or 4 times. Every time it's happened, I've said, hey, man, I called them. Just letting you know, you guys forgot my fries. Okay. We're so sorry, sir. I'll tell you what. I said, what? Can y'all do something? I said, I'm not driving back into town tonight. There's no way. It's not worth my time. And you know what they've always told me? Well, when you come back next time, ask for so-and-so, let them know, and we'll make it right. And they have. And I went on Facebook and blasted them that they've messed up my fries 3 or 4 times? No. I've been to every restaurant that I've ever been to in this town. Something at one point has not been done correctly. And I don't, you know what, but I give them a chance to make it right. I go into a Mexican restaurant, I always order cheese enchiladas or enchilada verdes, and I always get a side of sour cream and a side of raw onions, chopped raw onions. I love that because I mix it all together. Almost every Mexican restaurant I go to, they'll forget one of those things. Mm-hmm. And instead of me getting all blown up about it, I just say, hey, everything okay, sir? Well, yeah, it's great, except you forgot this. Do you mind? Sure, no problem. Boom, done. Everything's good.
Let me tell you what I had yesterday.
Be nice to people. Give them a chance to make it right, Billy.
I had a lady that called. We had served their family in the past, and they have another family member who's getting close to passing, and she had questions on pricing, and I told her, and it was the same pricing that she's already paid twice before. And this woman, I guess maybe she was having a bad day, man, but she blew up at the lady that answered the phone, and she kind of blew up at me. She's like, well, I've been calling places in Houston, and they're so much cheaper. So I'm like, have you physically gone to these places? No, you just do everything online, and then you drive to South Houston. That sounds kind of sketchy to me. Yeah. Like how much money are you saving?
You're not gas and everything else, back and forth.
So, that just kind of irked me, but here I am today.
There's
still ready to serve.
Well, there's one thing about me, too, and when it involves business, is there was all these sales tactics that marketing people taught me over the years that I just don't agree with. And I don't care if the psychology behind it's positive or not. Maybe that's why I don't make a ton of money doing what I do. But for me, and it was cool yesterday. We'll get to this in a moment. Went to watch AOA play in the state championship. 6-man TAPS D2. They played at Waco Stadium, ISDC. I was talking to Pastor Bay on the way there because Pastor and I, and Pastor Bay's son Elijah went, and then one of our deacons, Rodney, went. Great man. And it's just good fellowship. Mm-hmm. When you're on these 2-hour rides, you just have good fellowship.
Oh, yeah.
And I was talking to Jason about this. I said, Jason, if I would have taken in all that quote-unquote sales psychology that I learned from money managers is what I call them because they put money first. I said, I'd probably have enough money to do whatever I needed to, pay my bills and be happy and content, whatever. Yada. But I said, but I like to try to put people first. Mm-hmm. I said, that is the main thing. It's just work on putting people first. If you do that, everything else pans out. And for what we try to do here, one of the sales psychology thing was, well, tell people it's this and blah. I said, man, I'm just going to tell people if there's something that I'm doing that you can't afford, let's work on it and make it where it works.
There's always options.
There's something that you can do, and that's in any business. Now, I know some businesses, like a service-based, you got to be firm in your pricing. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing a big project, can you negotiate a little bit? Yeah. I was working with our friends at Huntsville Executive Office Suites. They're opening up a new office building here in town. We're starting to promote that this month. You'll see more on Hello Huntsville. You've been hearing the commercials over the past few days since we started in December. Beautiful office complex. I sent them a proposal, and they sent it back and said, we can't do this. And I said, fine, then we'll just do this and that. And we made it work. Now, you go into a restaurant, like I said, there's some things that are unnegotiable. But in a lot of businesses, there is negotiation. Give people the chance to try to make it right, especially in your business. Mm-hmm. We did the same thing. Obviously, we couldn't use you guys. It was in Georgetown. I mean, I guess we could have, but Mom already had a relationship with the funeral home there, and they take care of my grandma and my grandpa and my great-grandma.
Yeah, we completely understand.
But I still called you, and I said, hey, what do you think about this? And you were so compassionate, Billy. But even in that situation there, they were able to kind of renegotiate a few things. Mm-hmm. And my mom was like, well, that seems a little bit high. Can y'all do this? They said, yeah, we'll work with you on it.
Yeah, you just got to give us a chance.
Give people a chance. Don't matter if you're who's the best at negotiating prices, even though we still overpay for them every time we get them. Car dealership, right? Yeah. Car dealership. Mm-hmm. Nobody in their right mind goes into a car dealership and if the sticker says 30, do they think they're going to pay 30? You always know you're probably going to get it 3 or 4 less.
Could you imagine my business if I did that, where I pulled you back in an office and wrote numbers on a paper with a marker and circled it? And, well, let me go talk to my sales manager, and went in Greg's office and had a drink of coffee and came back out. Okay, well, we can do this, but you can't tell anyone.
I'll never forget when I sold cars, Billy, and it really irked me because I was told how compassionate and da-da-da-da-da all this stuff was. And then I go back to – and this is when I decided I'm done selling cars. I'm absolutely done. And I won't repeat it. In the place I work for, they're good people, but it's just you can have a great company with great leadership, but you can have bad eggs in the company. There was a couple of bad eggs in this company, and the bad eggs were unfortunately in the finance department because they're all about the money. Mm-hmm. I don't like being around people that are all about the money. I can't be around it. I can't be led by somebody that's all about the money because my mindset is people. So in the car business, I learned you got to be about the money or you ain't going to make it. And it wasn't for me. I was a month and a half into it, sold 12 cars. One of the guys says, man, you're going to get a fat $5,000 check. I got paid $800. I said, I'm done. But really what I got done about was this. There was a lady that came in. I knew, like in your business, that somebody's going through, so especially in your business.
Oh, yeah.
But you know for a fact that people are going through a financial hardship. You just feel it with every ounce in your body. That they're not there giving you a story, that they are genuinely hurting. One, they've lost somebody, but two, they can't afford stuff. So it's just like the healthcare industry. This lady came in, she had 2 children, and there was a lot of people that came in that I just knew that they were just trying to get sympathy to get a better price. Mm-hmm. This lady, I genuinely felt and knew that she was struggling and she needed a car. And we went around and drove around. She told me what her budget was. I go and find the car. And this car ran great. She liked it. And, at first I thought it was – and then she started thinking. She was looking at her phone, and she was really, like, going through this whole thing. She goes, I'm not trying to nickel and dime you, Rob. I know you're working with me. She goes, but really, if we can do $1,500 less, I can find a way to make this work. And so I go talk to the sales guy. And, of course, they're always – or the finance guy. I mean, I was the sales guy. Of course, they get irate over any little bit of a thing because it's all about the money, not about the people. Mm-hmm. And he starts doing all this and plugging in. Well, we really can't – and I knew we could because I know what they were making. Mm-hmm. I knew what they were making. They preferred to sell used cars over new cars because the margin of used cars was so much higher. And we're talking in the thousands of dollars. In a new car, it may be in the hundreds of dollars. But when you sell a used car, perfect example, the dealership bought my old Jeep Wrangler for $9,000. They turned around and resold it for $24,000. They made some money on it.
Yeah.
Well, this dude starts running all these numbers, and he's looking. I could tell he was just already ticked off because he wanted the money, didn't want the people. And he's doing all this jazz, and he takes, just like you said, he had this pen, this thick pen, and he just scratches the desk real hard, circles the number, slams the pen down. And I won't repeat the words that he said, but behind the scenes, he said the word stupid, and he said 3 other curse words about this lady.
Yeah, he didn't even know.
Never even met her. And he goes, you throw that in her face and tell her this is all we can do, and if she can't do it, then get out and quit wasting your time. And then as I'm walking out, he looks at me and he goes, by the way, you're only going to make $100 on this deal. I said, I don't care, man. And I walked out, gave it to her, and I was kind and courteous. And I said, ma'am, here's what – and she was so thankful because she goes this way. And I did. I only made like $100 on the deal. And I knew they still made $3,000 or $4,000 on that vehicle. But at that exact moment, I knew I was done with this place. Yeah. Because I just morally and ethically can't work under somebody who treats somebody as a number versus a human being. A woman who is – and they tried to explain to me, he goes, I know that you care about people, but they do this all the time. They do it to get a deal. And we're not in the business of making these great deals. We're in the business of selling cars and blah, blah. And I was like, man, you just don't get it. But I guess they do because it seems like those guys are the ones that are making the money and everything seems like it's going good, right, Billy? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I think when that point comes at the end of their life, some of these guys are going to look back and say, man, I wish I would have done things a little bit different. How many people did I mess up in my life?
Those are the same guys that choke on a hot dog in their recliner when nobody's home.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which you may have experienced. So
The last car, I know he doesn't sponsor the show or anything, but the last car we bought from Tim Rushin.
I
over
love
at Charlie's.
that. Now that's a good man right there.
It treats me, and that's the second vehicle I bought from him. Treats me like family.
Yeah.
And I mean, from what I can tell, they do that with everybody.
And I want to be clear about something. I'm not talking about any local dealership here.
Yeah, no.
I know Josh Wisniewski, great young man. I believe in them. Bill Fick's a good man. I'm not saying it because these are my neighbors right in my backyard. I know these people. They're good people. And even this place that I worked at, I'm not bashing them. I'm singling out one person who was the sour apple, and I don't even think he's there anymore. Because eventually that kind of stuff is going to catch up to you.
He choked on that hot dog.
May have choked on a dollar bill.
Maybe.
And you're right about Tim. My goodness, when I first met Tim, I just knew that was a man with the kind of, he was out at Radio Mash, donates tons of stuff I think he's the one that brings, I know Buddy Aber brings the bicycles. One of them brings tons of bikes. Another one brings a bunch of other stuff. But I think I think Tim brings some bikes too. If I may not be mistaken.
I think he's one of those what I call a silent hero. Like he don't
want the credit.
He doesn't want the credit, but he damn sure there when somebody needs him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. I mean, and I'm not gonna, I know he don't want the credit, but I'd mentioned something. At Casa, he just came up huge, and he is just a good man.
And quiet about it. I mean, he's not.
Those are the people that love that, and that's what I'm talking about. I guess maybe here's the inspiration this morning, Billy. What's your legacy going to be? What are you leaving for the next generation?
We should try to be like Tim.
I think that's a good example.
There you go.
I think that's a great example. Something that I've learned is legacy is about, it's not about you, it's about the next person.
What you leave behind.
And I'm not talking material things. I'm talking about, what do you leave behind? What is that person going to remember most about you? Man, that was a good person. Man, that person loved everybody. Man, that person made some mistakes, but you know what? They recognized those mistakes and they tried to make it right.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, brother, but that's a legacy I want to live. I have messed up more times than I can count.
Yeah.
Or as my dad would say, more times than Jimmy Carter had liver pills. But I know I want my legacy to be one that when people walk by that tombstone, what am I, 40, 60 years from now? I'll take 100, it'll be fine.
Sure. 60
years from now, I want them to look at that and say, that dude made a difference. Not for himself, but I want to inspire the next person to do great things. I'm sitting here thinking God has been so good. We get wrapped up in this world, Billy, and you know this, all of us know this. You get wrapped up in this world of your own world, right? You're like, man, I can't believe this is happening, or this, there's things I'm doing here on this program that haven't been favorable my way. Not in a bad thing, but I want to do more, and the Lord's not opening up that lid yet, and that's okay. I've learned to find joy where you're at, and not get ahead of yourself, and just find joy in a moment, man. There's so many things. I won't go into the full story, but the way that I left Huntsville originally, it was kind of beyond my control. I left with the university on excellent terms. Could I have left in a better way where I used to work? Yeah, absolutely. And I look back, but I don't sit there and knock myself in the head over it. But some days it bothers me. I said, I probably could have handled that better. And that's where the whole thing about emotion checks in, where I'm preaching to myself. Take a deep breath, step back, don't let the emotions speak. Sometimes I let the emotions speak. I think we all do.
It happens.
So just a little bit of inspiration for you this morning. Think about that legacy that you're going to leave for the next person. I've always wanted to surround myself with people that, one, believe in a vision, and that vision has to include other people. It's got to include other people. And two, surround yourself with people that know a heck of a lot more than you. Because those people are going to – I was so blessed for 14 years, and 8 of those 14 years, to have a young man named Travis Kirkpatrick that worked for me, ran my store for me when I had my IT company. I love that young man. Used to work at Best Buy. I asked him, maybe I'm glad I asked him. I said, hey, I used to go in there and buy parts all the time from Best Buy because sometimes we couldn't get them quicker from anywhere else, so we had to go to the big box store and buy them. And I said, Travis, you mind if I ask, what are you getting paid over here? He told me, it's like, dude, I'll double that, because they weren't paying him nothing. He was such a nice guy. I said, I'll double it if you come work for me. 2 weeks later, he was working at our store, stayed there 8 years. And he was very smart, very good with people. And I miss that guy. He was a great guy. That's what I'm talking about. Put other people in your circle, whether it's your business or your personal life, those that are close to you. Put people around you that are going to lift you up and encourage you and that know a heck of a lot more than you. And together those ideas will start bouncing around.
Yeah.
That's why I hang out with Billy.
Goodness bonds goodness.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. Well, let's take a break. I've got a few things that we can give away today. Billy and I are going to talk about these things, and then we'll come up with something. But I've got I've got 3 different things I could pick from today to give away.
Some used AA batteries over there.
Got some AA batteries, thinking about that.
We got some old newspapers.
We do got an old newspaper.
Oh, yeah, we could fix everybody up.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break. I want to talk about AOA when we come back. Alpha Omega Academy was in that state championship game. Didn't go their way, but a lot to be proud of this season. We'll talk about that when we come back. And I wanted to mention a little bit about the Elks Lodge. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we sure can.
Yeah, I want to mention a couple of things about the Elks Lodge because you turned me on to something. I had no clue what they did. So we'll take a break. Hey, text in the keyword this week. Billy and I are going to pick what we're giving away, but all you got to do is text in the keyword give.
Yeah. Hey, I got that Cafe Bustelo's coffee there.
Let's give that away.
Okay.
That's high dollar, 24 cents a pod.
Probably
20 cents a pod.
Oh, it's premium. Okay.
Give is the keyword. Text it in on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line 936-339-0139. Again, that number 936-339-0139. Courtesy of Rick Boning with 0 Degree Creations. If you see him out at the farmers markets on Saturdays, go by and support him. That's what I'm talking about, friends. Let's help small business. And we will talk about what we're giving away today when we come back. As always, our Faithful Friday is brought to you none other than the best in town, the folks who take care of you on possibly what could be some of the most trying moments in your life. A lot of us lose somebody, and I'll tell you what, whenever you lose somebody, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home is there to lift you up. It's their family, been serving yours since 2002. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, hometown traditions, hometown values. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More to come. It's your show here on a Faithful Friday, brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Huntsville Executive Office Suites. Elevate your business image with prestigious move-in ready suites ranging from 150 to 3,000 square feet. Enjoy conference and training rooms, furnished and unfurnished options, custom build-outs, phone service, and a welcoming lobby. Coffee bar and dining area included for tenants. Benefit from 24/7 secure access and flexible lease terms. Located on Lake Road. Move-in begins in January. Contact Raven Property Management at 936-225-4378.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville. Braylon, say this is Spirit Radio.
This is Spirit Radio. Hi, I'm Braylon. I'm thankful for my family. See this, my friends, my church, my school, all of the rest the Lord has given me.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
All right, then. Hey, Billy. All right, then.
All right, Dan.
Welcome back in on a little Faithful Friday for you down here now. Hey, I wanted to mention something earlier. You know, I run our stats every few months. It's been a while since I ran them. And I was so thankful. I was doing some numbers yesterday. Our shows are now averaging. I'm just saying this to let folks know because your support means so much to us. Folks have been out there spreading the word, and we appreciate that. I love that we still have so much opportunity to grow here. Not just, I want to remind people, it's not just the morning show. It's our website, too, that's starting to get a lot of traffic, and it really does mean a lot. But I ran some numbers yesterday, Billy. I wanted to mention this real quick because it really meant a lot to me going through and looking at this and saying, you know what, I'm so thankful for people in this community that have supported us, current sponsors, previous sponsors. We've had a lot of really good people, and not just the sponsors, but also folks in the community sharing what we're going through, you know, sharing the good news and what we're trying to do here on this program. And I found this yesterday, Billy. I was going through some numbers, and these are factual numbers. 2,089 weekly newsletter subscribers with the 50% open rate. It's about 49.8%. That's awesome. And most of those people are right here in Huntsville. So we send those newsletters out every Thursday. We have just over 4,500 active users on our website in the past 30 days. What does that mean? That means people that are active, that are different, unique users on our visitors on our website, triggering over 21,000 events. Now, what does that mean? Well, take 21,000 divided by 4,500. That whatever that number is, that's how many things people are doing. They're clicking, they're scrolling. Google Analytics can now detect when you scroll and when you click. So out of those 4,500 active users, they generated over 21,000 events, 4,700 followers on Facebook. And then our morning show is now up to around 750 views per episode. That is going up. And that's by the end of the day. When I go back and look, it says how many daily people are watching. And a lot of people don't watch it live, but they'll go back and watch later. And so we appreciate that. And then finally, one thing that I'm really excited about, when we came to Huntsville 4 years ago, I don't mind all the other groups. I think they all have their place. But I said, man, can there just be one place where people are just talking about the news and events, like positive things? That group has now grown to 27,000 members. It's the largest group in Huntsville on Facebook, Huntsville, Texas News and Events. And so I mention all that because not to boost us, but to say we're working hard to get the word out about this community and the good that's happening here in Huntsville. If there's anything we can do to help you in your business, let us know. You know, my deal is I don't like doing a lot of sales. I really don't. I like to just align with – my goal ultimately would be to have 20 companies that are consistent with us that we do things with. You guys have been with us for a long time, and that means a lot since day one almost, you know. That's my ultimate goal is just to find 15 to 20 companies, and that's it. That's all I want to do. I don't want to have 50 people that I'm advertising on this program because it'll be too much. Start sounding like football broadcast.
Loose shoe brought to you by.
Today's shoelaces on Billy's right foot brought to you by Lee Barron.
There's a mouthpiece on the field brought to you by
Scott Williams Dentistry. So anyways, I just want to say all that.
Someone just spilled their popcorn.
brought to you by. But we just want to say I say all that because I want to say thank you to this community. I'm very happy because I'll be honest, like I was like, man, I feel like I don't want to say like things were slowing down, but I you know, sometimes you feel like you plateau, and I was like, I said I need to dig into these numbers more, and I do it once a quarter. And when I dug into it last night, I was like, all right, I feel really good about this. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Billy, a big game yesterday. It was the first time ever Alpha Omega Academy has been in a state championship. That's a big feat to get to. To get to the state championship game. They're a private school. They play in the TAPS, like we have UIL for a lot of public schools. TAPS is for private schools. It's still a very widely, hugely recognized organization. There's a lot of people there. They had the state championship game at Waco ISD Stadium. Six-man football is cool because they shrink the field down to 80 yards instead of 100. So you don't have a 50-yard line. You just have a 40. 40 is midfield, and then you go back the other way. And by the time you do the math, it's 80 yards. Really cool. And the field is a little bit narrower as well. Man, Alpha Omega hung tough. They got off to a pretty rough start, down, I think, 21-0. They started to climb their way back, but this Covenant, there's another group, school, Covenant Classical, out of the Fort Worth area. Boy, they ended up just dominating that ballgame. I think it was 80-32 was the final. And I know you're like, your jaw may drop. It's like, man, they really got it handed to them. That's a tough team. In six-man football, it's a lot faster, and it's usually pretty high scoring because you only have 6 men on the field.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, Alpha Omega, that is still to be the state runner-up. I know you wanted to get the whole thing, and those kids had worked so hard throughout the season. But my goodness, give them credit. They got there. They finished the season 12-2. And they just had a great season. I know it's not the result they ultimately wanted, but just to get to that state championship, you're down to the final 2 teams.
I think anyone that talks any type of garbage ought to have to put on pads and a helmet and run around that field for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll change your attitude.
It's not easy.
Nope.
I couldn't do it. I was telling Rodney that we rode up there with, I said, man, these kids, I couldn't even run 2 steps with them, and I'd already be out of breath and half dead on the field. They're out here giving it their all.
I'd have to be the equipment manager or something.
That'd even be too much for me, buddy. I'd just have to be the chaplain and just pray for them. You know, that'd be my role.
From the parking lot.
Yeah, from Zoom, you know, put them on speakerphone. But no, I just wanted to say congratulations to Coach Jeff Norris, assistant coaches there as well, and Alan Barnes is our worship pastor here at First, but he's also one of the assistant coaches. I believe he's the defensive coordinator, and even Dustin Lenormand. He is the trainer at Sam Houston State. Dustin is also the trainer for Alpha Omega, so he came out there and helped those kids. So just wanted to say congratulations on a great year. Hornets, you know, I know things didn't go their way a few weeks ago, but they had a great year as well, man.
They played hard.
Do you feel like – I feel like – these teams over the last 2 years, and nothing on any other kids, but for Huntsville specifically, I feel like it's been some of the best teams that they've had. And you hate when they get knocked out. Was the second round of the playoffs, I think it was. You hate whenever a team with that much talent loses because you just feel like you could have got so much more.
Yeah, like if we could have just pulled that one off, we could have gone all the way or whatever. Yeah, it's tough, but they fought. They fought the entire time. They did. They worked as a team, and they go fight, win, but we just couldn't pull that last one off.
Well, y'all young man in your family who just a couple days ago turned 18 years old.
Sure did.
He's a senior this year. What was it like for him? I mean, what did he talk to you about? What was the excitement level for him just being able to put those pads on him?
I mean, he was extremely excited, and especially just to be part of the team. But, now he's kind of, I don't know, I guess he's looking back at the bittersweetness of it. It's over, but it's over.
Yeah.
Like the season's over, but his season is over. Because he's a senior. He's not,
Did you play Hornet football?
I did.
So how cool was that for you as like a dad, for you to play? And your folks, I mean, did they go to Huntsville too? So James is third generation Hornet then. How cool is it for you being a dad? I've always wondered what that'd be like. See, I quit playing football in ninth grade because I weighed 90 pounds and Chris Vasquez hit me on the practice field in my helmet and hot. We don't have like dirt like we have here in Huntsville. We have rock. You go down 2 inches and you're in limestone.
Yeah.
You don't have dirt. Well, Chris Vasquez hits me from behind, about doggone near snaps my head off. The face mask goes, and it hadn't rained in months. So you can imagine how hard the ground already is. Somehow my face mask goes about 4 inches into that dirt and rock. I decided I'm done with football after that. But for you, being a dad, man, what is that like? For you to play and your boy to play. That's got to be bittersweet for you too, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little different just because of, where he played and where I played and stuff like that,
But he still put on the uniform.
Oh, he did. He did. Yeah, very, very proud, very he actually got there where towards the end of the season he'd actually stop and give me and his mother a hug, so that's before we were the two most uncoolest people on the field.
Yeah. Man, well, that's great, Billy. I think it's good stuff, to think about those memories. And
well, and just even at my age and being a dad, not being a player, just the few interactions I had with Coach Southern and some of the stuff that he told us, it's more than just a football program. It's a life program.
That's right.
So, yeah.
It's one thing I'm going to miss about Casey Keeler here in Huntsville. He's off at Temple now, and he was a great man. Coach Keeler, I'll defend him all day long. Somebody had said, "Oh, we don't care for him because he don't do this in the community or that in the community." And this was someone telling me this years ago. And I started thinking about it. And, everybody wants, well, Coach Fritz used to do this and that. Coach Fritz moved on. I know he's very respected. He moved on. Okay? He had another opportunity. He took it. He seized the opportunity. That's great. It's like where I used to be in Fargo. The guy who I replaced, they just kept talking about him. And for me, I'm like, do you want him here or do you want me here? It got to be a point to where I love the guy, knew the guy. I'm friends with the guy. But he left. If it was so great for him, then why did he leave? He was ready to move on. He had a better opportunity. Quit talking about him. It's time to move on. Quit living in the past. They'd even call him on the morning show, have this guy on once a month. I'm like, quit calling him. He's at Florida State now. Okay? I'm sure you enjoy talking to him. But you hired me to come here and have this job now.
Yeah,
let me do my job.
Yeah.
Because then it makes you feel like, okay, well, now you're comparing me to this guy. And it really brings – I don't try to compare people to other people. It brings them down. That'd be like somebody – if I knew somebody else in the funeral industry, like here's like Richard Gardner, right? Richard and Rebecca, and Rebecca Robitas.
Yep.
And you know me, I'm friends with them. But that'd be like me constantly talking to you about Rebecca Robitas or Richard, right? Oh, man, did you hear what they did, Billy? Oh, did you hear that? You'd get tired of it after a while, right?
I was holding a story, and yes, that there was a gentleman that hired me to work at the funeral home, and all these people, well, he's the only one. Hey, that's the only person that's going to do my funeral. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, what you going to do when that guy dies? Are you going to quit dying?
Yeah. Be mindful of the people around you.
Yeah, I was hired to take his spot. Let's move on.
And here's what I want to say about Keeler real quick. I just wanted to hop on this train while it's chugging down the track. I got an exclusive opportunity to see that man behind the scenes. And I saw a man who cared. I don't even broadcast for the team. I have nothing to do with them anymore other than just covering them. I had an opportunity behind the scenes to see a guy who genuinely cared and loved those kids, just like Coach Southern does. Coach Southern straight up told me, he goes, it's my job to be a coach and to win football games, and that's what I do. But I also have a duty and a responsibility that I completely adhere to of helping these young men grow up and be the best that they can be, because a lot of them are growing up in tough circumstances. And he told me straight up, I love these young men as if they were my own sons. And that made a positive difference on me when I first met him. And he said, nobody in this community or on the outside of this community better be around me and talk bad about these boys, because I will step in and defend them. That's the way Keeler was for these kids at Sam Houston State. I got to see him behind the scenes. I saw him embrace them. I saw him be very tough with them. I saw him at practice yell at them, grab their helmets, tell them, 2 sheets under the wind, you better do this or you're out of here. But I also saw a coach that loved on them and cared about them, patted them on the back, said you're going to do great things in life, embraced them, took them with him when he had high-profile opportunities to go out. When people would ask him to come speak, he'd bring a couple of guys with him because it was always about those players. And here's what I'm getting at. Someone made the comment, well, Fritz used to be in the community and do all this. Well, guess what? Coach Keeler was hired to be the head football coach of Sam Houston State University and win football games. And guess what he did? He was the head football coach, and he won football games. He did his job, and he did it very well. If you don't like the fact that he wasn't out in the community enough, get over it, because he did exactly what he was hired to do, and it was to win football games and to raise up these young men. And you go look at all the comments from the former players and current players, and they said how much they're going to miss him because of the impact that he made on their life. End of the story.
There you go.
So that's it. We're done.
We're done.
No, I'm just kidding. Bill.
Take your headset
I know
off.
you got to get rolling here in just a few moments, but I did want to highlight that. A couple of last things, Billy, as we always do. We'll get to the phone lines here in just a few minutes. Shreve Rabbits was calling us possibly about Lone Star Light tickets. They're supposed to send us some digital tickets, which we have not received yet. So I do want to give them away. I'm sure we'll get them.
Yeah, we don't have them, but we're going to give them away.
I know that we'll get them, so I'm not worried about it. But
just give them my name when you get there.
Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to give away 2 Lone Star Light tickets, and we're also going to give away 4 tickets to Bethlehem.
Journey through Bethlehem.
Have you been to that?
Yes.
Are y'all planning on going? It's tonight and tomorrow.
We might go because it's worth it. It's interesting.
It's only $2 a person.
It's a step back in time.
We're going to give away 4 tickets to that. You can either go tonight or tomorrow night, and Lone Star Light tickets. You can select whatever night you want to go for that. So we'll give those away here in just a few moments. And I do want to remind you, the city of Huntsville has canceled all of the events for tomorrow. There is no Christmas fair down on the square now. All that has been canceled due to inclement weather that's highly expected tomorrow. It's supposed to be raining all day and cold. But the Lions Club has rescheduled the Christmas parade. It's no longer on Saturday. It will be Thursday at 7 p.m. instead of 6:30.
Correct. Same parade route, same everything, just
different there.
Different time.
Billy, a couple things here. On this date, 1825, President John Adams suggested establishing an official U.S. observatory. Said it had nothing to do with the widow that moved in next door with the sheer curtains. Thomas Edison, 1877, made the first sound recording. It was him uttering those immortal words, "Why in the heck doesn't this thing work? Oh, there it is." Many left the event disappointed. They all thought that he said something else. I won't read that. That's pretty funny. On this date in 1844, construction was completed on the Washington Monument. And this isn't really joking. Critics were quick to point out that it didn't really look a thing like him, but I would argue that. Ultimately, it did. And then finally, 1957, a Vanguard rocket, blew up on a launching pad at Cape Canaveral during America's first attempt to launch a satellite. 1957, first attempt to do that. Soviet Union ended up being the first ones to get a satellite into space. Despite that, they were
space race, man. Space race.
Today, National Mitten Tree Day, National Microwave Oven. What is a mitten tree?
Yeah, what's a mitten tree?
It's a tree that looks like a National Microwave Oven Day, National.
It's a microwave.
What is Gazpacho Day? What is gas? Oh, it's a soup.
I'll take some. What's it made out of?
Raw blended vegetables. It looks like a tomato soup.
So it's a puree or whatever?
Yeah, it looks like a pure, going to be sick at my stomach. St. Nicholas Day, National Miners Day, Fur Day, and National Pawnbrokers Day today. You know any pawnbrokers?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mark Longnecker.
That sounds like a pond guy. What's his name?
Mark Longnecker. Don't pick on his name, man.
I like that guy. I don't know who he is, but I like him already.
He's a good dude.
He sounds like it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Lombecker here, Pawn Star. He sounds like a VIP type guy.
I'm going to take you to meet him. I think you'll like him.
Is he here in town?
No, he's actually, he owns a pawn shop in Willis.
Willis.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk in and be like, what you talking
Now,
about?
he's a Huntsville boy. Yeah. but
Longbecker?
Longnecker.
Longnecker.
Like a beer bottle.
Longnecker. That's, oh, man. He should have been on some of them commercials. Hey, what's it, Mark, you said?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mark Longnecker here for Bush. Have you ever had a good long neck? Well, I've got it in my name. The guy could have been, right? Does he have a long neck or is it kind of short?
That's pretty average, I guess. Yeah.
Changes his name to Average Necker.
Average. Mark, if you're listening, I was trying to. Sorry.
Mark, it's okay. My last name's Hip, so don't, it is what it is, man. All right, well, let's head over to these.
Hip with the hips.
Hey, are we doing a restaurant report today?
I guess we can.
Where do you want to go?
Somewhere good.
What are you picking up today? Restaurant report. We need to do it. It's been a while.
I'm just really hungry.
Have we been to, where have we not been? I mean, we've been to a lot of places, Billy. Boy, this is creating some awkward silence. Let me ask Lily by that. Let me call her real quick. Lily,
Yeah,
what do you think, Lily? She said Bandera.
I could do that.
All right, Bandera it is. We're going to Bandera Grill today at noon.
Yeah.
Chicken fried, because we're going to put our mouth where our words are. Is that right? We said support local. Is that what you do? What's the phrase?
Put your mouth where your words are.
I don't know.
Put your words where your mouth was.
Put your money where your mouth is. Is that what they always said or something like that? I don't know.
Hey, me and Jason Thompson were discussing the term learning the ropes.
Yeah?
Do you think that's like from a nautical thing?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like people say bend over backwards.
I mean, I know the story behind the rule of thumb.
Okay. I don't know any of them. I have no clue, Billy.
Let's call somebody.
All right, let's call them. We're calling. You remember this old, there's an old hip hop. They calling me.
No, they call him Mike Jones.
That's what it's from, Mike Jones. Let's see if this is Mike Jones, by the way.
Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious? You reckon he still has that phone number?
281-830-8004. It's European.
Hello?
Hello, who are we speaking with?
Hi, this is Lee.
Lee, hello, this is the city of Huntsville. How are you doing today?
Good, baby. How are you?
We're doing pretty good. Listen, your water line is broke. We're sending over 7 cars right now, but we're going to need a check for $832. Would you be able to provide that, please?
Would I be able to provide that?
Yeah, please.
I don't know. We'd have to do what we'd have to do, wouldn't we?
This is your friend.
It's funny that you're saying that because we had the exact same thing happen at the funeral home yesterday.
Did they?
We had a busted line, didn't even know, and the city called us about it.
Well, this is Lee Cooper. Lee, have you ever texted in before to win anything?
One time, and I did not win, but that's okay.
Wow. Well, you're here.
We're trying to make it up to you.
Yeah, we're making it up to you. Our system.
Oh, yay.
Well, you're the winner today, Lee. How long have you been here? You're in Huntsville, right?
I have. I've lived in Huntsville since I was 9 years old.
Wow. Do you know Billy?
Billy
Cawthon, Sam Houston Memorial.
I do know him.
I know her sister.
My mom.
Your mom, your brother.
See, when y'all start talking like this, I feel like such an outsider, like the fifth wheel, because I'm some outsider.
Nah, Huntsville's just...
I guess I'm just going to
go... It's just the way we grow up here, and you love it, and you just don't leave.
Well, I'm just going to go back to Georgetown.
We're friends on Facebook.
Well, Miss Lee Cooper, the winner today. Congratulations. Have you ever been to Journey Through Bethlehem?
I have not.
Well, it is a really cool opportunity to go at the Walker County Fairgrounds. They're going to have it tonight and tomorrow night, and it's a reenactment of Bethlehem back in the biblical times. It's awesome. It is one of the coolest events to go to.
Oh, that's very sweet.
So I've got 4 tickets. Is that enough, or do you need more or less? I got a bunch of them.
As wonderful as that sounds, I actually will not be in town.
Okay.
So I would love to pass that on to somebody.
Well, we will get you Lone Star Light tickets. You can select the day. Would you like those tickets?
That would be fabulous.
Okay. Well,
Let's
cool.
do that. Let's do that.
Well, we got 2 Lone Star Light. Now, not the 6-pack, okay? Lone Star
No,
Lights tickets, okay? We don't have Lone Star Light. Billy already drank that on the way up here.
I like it. I like it.
So we will we'll text you that.
I don't like the light. I like the red can.
Yeah. So, well, congratulations, Lee. We'll get you those 2 Lone Star Lights at Carolina Creek. Have you ever been to Lone Star Lights?
I have not got to go there yet, so that sounds fabulous.
Well, you're going to love that.
It's a good time.
Yeah, you're going to love that. Billy's got a question for you before we go, Miss Lee.
I mean, other than me, what are you thankful for?
I'm just thankful for life.
Okay.
Love it.
That's a good one.
Hey, before we let you go, how did you find out about us, like our morning show and Hello Huntsville? I always like to figure that out from Facebook.
I get to see it on Facebook, and my BFF, Jennifer, is always listening
Jennifer
to y'all every
Augustinetti?
morning. That is correct.
Okay. That is correct.
See,
That is correct.
I'll be studying
That
my
is
Facebook friends. I
best
know.
friend.
Well, great. Well, hey, God bless you. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and a big thanks to our friends at Carolina Creek and Lone Star Lights. 2 tickets coming your way, and we couldn't have got you those without you calling and texting on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. So thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a blessed day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Did she say, like, when I said something like, this is a city, she said baby? Did you catch that?
Yeah, I heard something. I didn't know what it was.
I was like, all right, man, we're down with the city.
But it's crazy because, like, you're telling that, and I'm like, that happened to us yesterday, but I didn't tell you about that.
So what happened? What was it?
The water department called and said, hey, you must have a broke meter or a broke line.
And did y'all?
Yeah. But, you know, there's the property between the funeral home and that lot that the Walker County Credit purchased from us.
Uh-huh.
There's a hill.
No credit, yeah, don't
Yeah,
sweat it.
no sweat it. There's a hill, so the water was just running down that hill and running down the driveway. Well, the opposite driveway from us, so we didn't notice it. But even if we would, it had been raining so much you couldn't, it looked like water runoff. But it was like a 2.5-inch line that was, gave it up. So,
well, hey, before we go, remember the Journey Through Bethlehem tonight, tomorrow night. We got some tickets, but we'll do a social media giveaway, I guess. Or I may just, you know what I may do? Because we're going to go tomorrow night. I may just take them and just hand them to some folks in line and just say, here you go. Congratulations. Merry Christmas to you. But we appreciate that. We have some tickets there. And so go and support that event. Tara Burnett, couple of last reminders from Harts Veterans Museum. She wants to remind everybody a free Veterans Breakfast tomorrow, 9 a.m. at the Harts Veterans Museum of Texas. They do that once a month, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so that is happening. So veterans, go out there. And if you know a veteran, let them know. And then tomorrow night at 6 p.m., how about this? The Pearl Harbor Dinner tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. She says, feel free to come by and enjoy. It's free. Santa photos available for free. Please bring an unwrapped toy or canned good for our toy and food drive. You are also welcome to bring a side or dessert to share. I went to it last year, and it is awesome. So go out and support our friends at Harts Veterans Museum tomorrow.
Tara, she is my go-to person. I can't
just love her.
I can't tell y'all how many times I text her, and I'm like, hey, sister, I'm in a bind. And she always, well, hang on, give me a minute. And there's my answer. I mean, she has saved my bacon more time than anybody I know.
She is so gracious. When my dad had passed, she said, bring by something to your father, and I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. I had realized that we had left one of my dad's. He served 3 tours in Vietnam, and I think we had left the medal on him. And Karen had told me that we can, I guess you go through something and you can reorder those medals. Mm-hmm. And so I want to get something like that and take over there to honor my dad. Mm-hmm. So. Well, hey, that'll wrap it up. Lily is on the phone. She's got to go do something. She's calling her father, so we better get going.
Yep, got to go.
We love you. We'll see you at Bandera at noon.
At noon.
Bandera Grill. Can you give me like a Bandera Grill 15-second commercial real quick? Like, how would you do it, Billy? If you've ever wanted a chicken fried steak, boy, they got a good one at Bandera Grill. Bandera Grill.
We'll grill your Bandera.
We'll grill your Bandera. All right, we'll see you at noon, Bandera Grill. We love you as we end this show. Wrapping up a great week. Visit HelloHuntsvilleTX.com. Click on events for all the exciting things happening here in our community. For Billy Cawthon, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you this morning. So good morning, Huntsville. God bless. Have a wonderful and very blessed and joyful weekend ahead. We'll see you later. Thank you, Billy.
See you.